No. That's wrong. Dixie Diamonds 378. Mets 1:56 a.m. Dixie 10:56 a.m. Balloony, while continuing to float high above the Werere and P.T. Hervey Bay as the two boats made their way to James Nunn's Fisherman's Island dock, where Nunn, plus the additional 4 accused felons, would be arrested by the Brisbane police, re-established his observation-only link with Fabian Galimba aboard the Lady Penryn, where Z discovered that, good to his word, Warrant Officer Saunders had requested and received medical assistance from HMAS Purcell, who had expertly splintered Brentsy's knee and provided him with morphine, both for the injured man's sake, as well as those around him. Wishing to see and hear directly both the exchange of Brentsy from one ship to another, as well as the exchange of words between Saunders and Edward Shippen, Big B established a superficial telepathic link with Captain Shippen, where Z not only experienced everything Shippen's senses did, but also allowed Za to hear the man's conscious thoughts. Saunders watched in silence as Brentsy was hoisted by a crane from the Penryn onto the Burchell before nodding at the destroyer and telling his troops, "All right, men, back on board the Burchell," then waited until he was the last service member on board before turning to speak to Shippen and saying, "I'm letting you go, but don't think that I'm through with you." "What the hell does Shippen manage to say?" before staring Saunders brought his index finger a centimeter from Shippen's nose and managed to silence the other man without uttering a word. "I had every right to force your ship to stream to Brisbane," Saunders said, both sotto voce and with great vehemence, "but I didn't. We will be watching you. We'll be watching you when you are in harbor, and we will be watching you when you are at sea. This is your one and only opportunity to straighten up and sail right. Understood? Do this again. Do anything like this again, and I will see to it that your life becomes a living hell. Am I perfectly clear?" Yeah, Shippen said with a half-smile, "loud and clear. You probably won't believe this, but this was a one-off, an aberration. Brentsy's papa wired me money, real money too, and all I had to do was meet up with him and swap my man for his boy, something I explained to Will Seaver and that I paid him handsomely for as well. This was the biggest, easiest money I'd ever been offered, and I took it. Figuring no real harm, which I suppose was just a lie I told myself in order to go through it without any twinge of conscience. I like being a ship's captain. I hear you, and I give you my word I'll do as you say. Be sure to do so. You also will report to me when you return to Australia, and I will have you make a sworn statement. Doesn't have to be in Brizzy, but it does have to be pronto. Don't screw up this chance. You won't like the consequences." Shippen saluted and said, "I've seen you in action, Warrant Officer Saunders. I have no doubt that you are most definitely someone whose bad side I don't want to be on. Thanks for the second chance." Saunders, lips pursed, nodded, returned the salute, and said, "Godspeed, safe voyage," before returning to HMAS Purcell without a backwards glance.